What's going on to you, Cancer? So you have the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords, the Tower, Eight of Swords, Page of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, Six of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. So what I'm seeing here for a lot of you Cancer crabs is that okay, so the Three of Pentacles, you have the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, the Ace of Swords. Okay, so this is a situation for a lot of you where what it is that you Cancer crabs are going through. A lot of you Cancer crabs may be even worrying about how many people exactly do you have to cut off before, or I should say excommunicate, before you reach someone that's being real. And the answer to that is as many as it takes. There's really no defined number, but believe it or not, a lot of you Cancer crabs really do need to go through this experience for you to, number one, have experience of your own, or experiences of your own, so that you can become adaptable, right? So you can become better at this, right? Better when it comes to knowing somebody's character, because this type of stuff requires practice. But then it also provides getting to see how real you are, because there's a point in which we all ask ourselves, I've asked myself before, well, what is the point of me doing this if I'm just going to cut off everybody? Because it just seems like there's so many people who are just caught up with the games and nonsense and you know what I'm saying? Like, people are really driven hard by their ego. They don't know how to critically think. They stupid. They ignore certain things no matter what happens to them. They ignore, and it's like, how many times do we have to go through this with your stupid ego before you learn from your mistakes? And I don't know what you're talking about. And you really see just how people are caught up with their ego. Again, there's a saying that says that the greatest trick that the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he didn't exist. Basically, the devil being the ego in this case, in this particular scenario. And a lot of people really think that they are thinking with the real them, who they are, their guardian angel, which is the real them. And they're not. They're really thinking with their ego, but their ego has them totally unaware of this. This is what we call being asleep. So it gets to a point, Cancer crabs, where you begin to ask yourselves, because I've asked myself, and it sounds to me like y'all are going through this phase where you begin to ask yourselves, well, how many people exactly do you have to cut off? Because it just seems like you're going to cut off the whole world, and it just seems like you're becoming more at odds with certain things. And the answer to that is, yes, you are. Because how real are you? That's the question. How serious are you to get rid of dysfunctional people? How serious are you? See, these are the questions that very few people really take action on. Well, I'm gonna tell you what most people do. What most people do, Cancer, is that most people know that they really shouldn't be hanging out with somebody, but at the same time, they let their whole life go by. They hang out with that person because they figure, because again, they're caught up on, if I cut these people off, I'm just gonna be by myself, and they can't live with themselves. So when it comes to a relationship now, it's the same concept. How serious are you when it comes to being in a real relationship? Are you serious enough to cut people off when they're wasting your time and when they're disrespectful to you? Or is it that you more afraid of being by yourself, right? Hanging out by yourself, because what happens when you hang out by yourself? When you hang out by yourself, you have to reflect, right? You have to come up with ways to engage with yourself, get to know yourself. And a lot of times, how many people are not loners? How many people have issues being by themselves? So again, so when you bring this mentality into a would-be relationship, this is what it is that you have. The Tower and the Eight of Swords. You have a lot of people whom you may be trying to get to know. Ace of Swords, you have to cut off, or you usually find yourselves having to excommunicate or cut off because of this. The Tower and the Eight of Swords, they're too caught up in their own delusion. Same thing that I've been talking about. The stupidity, the being dumb, the you know what I mean? I remember, for instance, one time I used to have this this person who would come to me and get readings and stuff like this, and I'm over here trying to what you call it, engage with them or whatnot. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? This person is telling me about how they having these issues with this particular past significant other, and I showed this video or whatnot, or whatever the case may be or whatnot, and on how to get over it or to give the person some more understanding. The stupid individual gonna come back to me and tell me, why am I talking to them like this? Now, first and foremost, that wasn't even me in the video. And they know that, because we didn't even sound the same. And second of all, it was something that they needed to hear. But this is what I'm talking about with the stupidity that a lot of you Cancer crabs are getting into. How people make stupid decisions and they keep acting like they're not doing it. And their terrible decisions is putting them into a worse position in life. But then they find themselves being jealous of people who aren't playing the game. I can, if I have a choice between reading a book and going outside and beating somebody up, 10 chances out of 10, I'm picking reading the book. Even if it's a fantasy book, even if it's a book that I don't like. But you know what it is that most stupid people gonna do? They're gonna go outside and try to beat somebody up. They go out of their way to ignore common sense decisions that would put them in good positions to be stupid. And then when they play stupid games and then they win stupid prizes, okay, you go outside to beat somebody up and you end up getting the break speed off of you. Now it's they want to play, I don't know. Hey, then worst off, they find themselves jealous of people who are more successful in life. They find themselves jealous of you. Because that's what happens in relationships way too often. We're talking about relationships. That's what happens. You find yourself in a particular situation with somebody. The two of you are supposed to be in a relationship. The two of you are supposed to be getting to know each other. You're supposed to be able to trust them. And these goofy-minded people are so stupid, they jealous of you. When all it is that they have to stop doing is they have to stop engaging and putting their energy and their effort into the stupidity. But they don't want to stop being stupid. But then you Cancer crabs will find yourselves into a relationship with these people in general, and then now they find themselves being jealous of you because you Cancer crabs made better decisions. Do you see the stupidity of these goofy individuals trying to act like they're not goofy? And it's sad. It really is. Because for the life of me, I can't understand, and you Cancer crabs are at a point where y'all can't understand, why is it that when goofy people always play the victim, their answer is very simple, and yet they refuse to actually engage in the answer or become the remedy or become the answer. But yet they want the benefits of the answer without having to engage or participate in the answer or to do the things that they need to. So what am I saying? What am I saying is you finding yourself in particular situations with goofy individuals who take it personally that you're ahead of them in life. But do you think these individuals that you're cutting off, that you have to cut off, otherwise like a parasite, they'll try to drain all the life out of you? Do you think that these people that you with really can stand you, Cancer Crabs, being better than them? Because you're better than them. Because all of that stuff about how it is that people are not better. No, you are better based upon what? The 10 life values, principles. You're not the same as a person that's on the street, and in particular, because there's nothing wrong with being on the street, but with someone who doesn't even want to try their hand in life, lazy, and find all types of ways to not, at the very least, try their hand in life or whatnot. To be able to say that they tried, they're just looking for somebody else to take care of them and pick up the slack and all this nonsense. But this is the type of interactions that you're having. People who are too delusional to get out of their own way. And then as you're getting to know them, you're in relationships, or you would be in relationships. They're envious of you. They're in a, I ain't gonna say a whole relationship, but they're getting to know you romantically, and yet they are ashamed and they are jealous of you. Make that make sense. That doesn't even make any sense. The Page of Cups and the Four of Pentacles now represents. So as a result, this is the delusion of Page of Cups, Four of Pentacles. This is the delusion I was telling you about that they will not grow out of. They like you on one hand, but then on the other hand, you find that even though they like you because they're wasting their time talking to you, because you know they always act like it's a waste of time for them to talk to somebody that they supposedly don't like. Well, they sure are spending a whole lot of time wasting it talking to you, Cancer Crabs, right? According to them, they're wasting their time, right? But then they're envious. How you gonna be envious of somebody who you laying down with? Well, make that make sense. But this is the level of stupidity and downright idiocy that I'm talking about. How stupid can people be? But you Cancer Crabs are realizing very stupid, and they don't want to hear that. They take it personally when you tell them that. They take it personally when you talk to them about handling their personal business. Who's going to handle their personal business for them? You know, if they refuse to have common sense and they want to run around all day being stupid, that's their right to, that is their inalienable right to be as stupid as they choose to be. But that what they need to do is they need to stop running around and complaining about why they're not in a position that they claim that they want to be, that they're not even ready for. They want a relationship with you, Cancer Crabs, but are they ready to be in a relationship with you, Cancer Crabs? Absolutely not. So a lot of you Cancer Crabs, to go back to the beginning, to reference the beginning again, you're wondering, do you have to be at odds with seemingly everybody? And the answer is yes. Why do you think I don't personally hang out with too many people? It's not because I'm a person that's so unlikable, because obviously y'all like me. A lot of y'all like me. So it's not that. Obviously I'm doing something right. If people who own businesses and own land gravitate towards me and all this stuff. No, what it is that people are delusional and they don't want to get out of their own way. So just like you, I had to cut these people off, and I realized that there's delusional people at no matter what economical, social status I got to, and I'm not even rich at all. I'm saying no matter what type of person that I got to know, no matter how rich or poor they were stupid individuals, no matter how high up or how low I got. Because I'm not even finna be talking like I'm rich, like I'm something that I'm not. I'm just saying, I know people who own 4 houses personally, and they don't have common sense. So now when you put these people in a relationship, what do you think they're going to do? Page of Cups, Four of Pentacles. They're going to be upset the whole time, right? They're going to be shameful the whole time. They're going to be disrespectful the whole time. They're going to be dysfunctional the whole time because they're dumb. Their mind is all over the place. Then you have the Knight of Cups. the Six of Pentacles, and then you have the Seven of Swords. This is about how a lot of you need to be in a situation where you need to be with people who are hardworking, honorable, decent, people who reciprocate. Because when I say reciprocate, I don't necessarily even mean reciprocation when it comes to only money. I mean reciprocation of the heart. People who give, and when they give, it's coming from a real place. It's not coming from a place of transaction where they feel like they have to give to you in some sort of transaction because, you know, some sort of business transaction or business deal because you gave to them. So now you gave to them. So now they're going to give to you. No, it's coming from a matter of heart. When I give a gift away, it's not something that I planned, usually. It's something that ultimately I went ahead and give because it's spontaneous. It's not a matter of doing it because I have it planned or whatever or something like this. It's accidental. It's something because I respect the person so much to the point where I want to go ahead and I want to do something thoughtful for the person. It has nothing to do with planning it. And when you have people who can't understand that, they completely miss the lesson in it. They forget about respecting life. They start trying to make everything transactional. So this is the type of people that you need to interact with. People who are reciprocal, people who are hardworking, people who have honor. They carry themselves with respect. They carry themselves and associate themselves with people who have self-respect too. A healthy level of self-respect, nothing that's diluted. Because then you have to ask yourself if that kind of self-respect is real self-respect or if it's to hide the self-loathing and the self-disrespect. So to answer that question about your experiences, Cancer Crabs, yes, you've been in many interactions with people where you find out that you have to cut a lot of people off because of the dysfunction. That's absolutely right. And you have to keep cutting them off because of how dysfunctional they are. So let's clarify some of these cards here. Let's clarify the Knight of Cups. You have the Knight of Swords, Three of Cups, Five of Wands, the Fool. The Knight of Swords, Three of Cups, right. You'll be able to find that person when you stop fighting with yourselves. You'll be able to, you'll be closer to that person when you get over. In other words, you'll be closer to getting towards that person when you get over having to cut all the people off who are dysfunctional. These people are dysfunctional. What do you care for if you cut all these people off? You should be glad that you're cutting them off. They're dysfunctional. Who cares? And let's clarify the Six of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, excuse me, the Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. You should be looking for somebody who has their own, who isn't exploitative. Only wants to hang out with you, and they want this and they want that, and they're trying to get this out of you. That's one of the traits of a person that's right, is if they're not exploitative. They're not looking for anything out of you other than camaraderie and getting to know you, which is a reciprocal relationship. If it's real. If it's not, then they'll go ahead and they'll be turned out and ask you for something later on or whatnot, which means it wasn't originally real in the first place. See how that works? And then now the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Pentacles now represent. So as a result, this is a scenario where so now a lot of you Cancer Crabs, Wheel of Fortune represents Cancer Crabs. You're getting off of the wheel and you realize that this is a change in your life that you should embrace, because all of the funny style dysfunctional people are finding it harder to latch on to you. So now they got to come at you, right? In the future, they're going to have to come at you more and more ridiculous ways, more and more stupid ways. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers. I'm at 7,070 subscribers. What? Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.